Be a be a be a be a be a. Why you frontin' like a punk? Like a punk. Let's do some shares today. Ooh, that was a long time. Sorry about that. Hang on. Let me switch it. All right, hang on. One more. Quick. Hang on. One more. Quick one. I know it's tough. I know. I get it. Okay. Well, there's that. We've got that under control now. You don't know. What don't you know? Morning, James. What's happening? Frizzy hair day today. They're all frizzy hair days. That's what this hair does. More than that. What's he need? Get down. Hey! Get down. What are you doing? Yeah, you know you're not supposed to be up there. Bitch ass nigga. Oh my god. Yeah, she's so heavy now. Oh, she's so heavy. And she's my brother. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Charles should have uploaded a bunch of new songs.
Little sketty. Sketty.
Their secondary project.
Yeah, is it a fly?
Be a. Why you frontin' like a punk? Like a punk. Let's see. 72 whole subscribers. Sweet. We got 0 views yesterday on the video. That makes sense. Do. The spaghetti videos. I mean, this video makes no sense. Look at this one.
So why are there 4 rainbows in the sky? One there, one there, one there, and one there. Halos and rainbows. Never seen 4.
Oh, let's see. Did he upload the rest of the songs yet?
No.
Trying to see if he did them or not. What the fuck? It did it again? Wow. They're making it so difficult for us to gain viewership because I just got another notification that's trying to trying to do. Hang on a second. All right, sorry about that.
Come here, Tula. Come on, Tula.
All right, sorry about that. Stuff we gotta get through sometime. Let's see. Is this gonna have? Oh, he did do it. Okay, he uploaded that. Where are the rest of them? Oh, Pure Morning. Okay. All right, so we have new songs added. Let's see. We have Pure Morning. Another cover. I haven't listened to these in a long time. So we were gonna do a little side project. But we decided to like, it's always in the works, but it's It's Oh, Scheiße! Wieder hast nicht Zucker. Let's see. He just spliced them in there too. Is your hand but modernist pudding. Warner Brother. He's a fur. Don't make no sense. Tiggo's pure morning. Pretty good. I need guidance. Well, you did come to the right guy then. I can give you guidance.
My friend confessed she
I thought it was 3 songs. I only see 2.
dawning, skin crawling, day dawning, skin
What the fuck is the 3 one?
day dawning, skin crawling, day dawning, skin crawling, pure morning.
You am I the material killer. You only want protective questioning. Oh, red.
A friend in need, a friend indeed, a friend.
Dense guy can always use guidance. Ah, look at how clever you are.
Makes for stormy weather. A friend in need, a friend indeed, a friend who bleeds is better. My friend confessed she passed the test, and we will never sever. Day dawning, skin crawling.
Oh, would you still fall for the idea of Republicans, Democrats, dumb shit like that? You're not quite paying attention.
Japanese is better, and when she's pressed, she will dress, and then she's bottom clever. A friend in need, a friend indeed. A friend with weed is better. A friend with
Just
breasts,
stating facts. Oh yeah? Who told you? How many friars have I threatened this week? All of them. All of them. They're all under threat. Well, I should say you are all under threat. Yeah. Let's see.
In the white room with black curtains in the station. Black roof country, no gold pavements, tired starlings. horses run down moonbeams in your dark eyes. Dawnlight smiles on you leaving my contentment. I'll wait in this place where the sun never shines. Wait in this place where the shadows run from the sounds. You said no string. At the station. Platform ticket. Restless deep.
I'm sorry, I just haven't listened to these songs so much. So,
I walked in
this one not as much as the bangers the other. No, they're not all gonna be.
at the station.
You know, covers are harder to do.
Felt my own need.
Sometimes he hits them out of the park. Sometimes it's not so much. The other thing with a lot of TDG songs is like the first time you hear them, but if you just listen again and you get past your expectations, it changes things.
Where the shadows run.
But of course, my songs, I'm gonna do my songs better than other people's songs.
She was kindness in the hard crowd. Consolation for the old, now forgotten.
I'm gonna record a new cover today.
Crouched in jungles.
Experimenting is cool, huh? How else are you gonna figure it out?
It's morning. Goodbye.
I think with all the songs we do have, for a couple to not be as much of bangers, like it's pretty good. A pretty good track record. Rained out today and packing a boat. Where are you located that you got rained out? And what are you doing? I'm really hoping the fake rabbi comes in today. He's been here every day this week, so he always denies that he said raping children is an act of God. So I took the screenshot of him saying it and made it thumbnail today. Pray for Israel. You forgot the apostrophe. Destruction. Yeah, well, gotta hide. I told you that's what would happen. I don't think he cares. If he can get away with it, he's gonna do it. That's all he cares about. We have a situation in our little neighborhood thing where, you know, most of the time, if you're doing something and somebody's letting you do it and it's I don't give a fuck. Like, if you're dumb enough to fall for something or whatever, but when the person that's getting taken advantage of is special, I have a real fucking problem with that. You know, when it's somebody that doesn't say no because they're afraid of confrontation, but they're also a really good person deep down, you know, sweet and all that. Like, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows if you need a place to stay, come to her house because she won't tell you no. And so many people take advantage of it. But at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with me. What the fuck do I hear? Look at that. Look at those regular, normal clouds. Just doing what clouds do. Look at how these formed in a perfectly straight line and then spread apart. So yesterday, well, I guess today technically, last night at like 2 in the morning, I recorded the newest recording, which is a song Charles wrote. I told you guys I wanted to do another Charles song. You have a couple like that. And I don't know. I like doing them. You know, normally when it's a Charles song, I have to like, you know, a couple of different pieces. I'll have to sort of switch a little bit just so it flows a little better. But for the most part, you know, he's great. Manson. What about Manson? What's that even supposed to mean? Manson? Question mark. Is that supposed to be me? Am I, you know, the fake character that is Charlie Manson? Never killed anyone, was in jail forever for murder. Funny how that works out. All right. Anything you can come up with, any little something that you can say or do, because obviously you can't answer for what I talk about. What? What is it? Did I not say hello? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, just my little baby. What? What is it, little baby boy? And the facts aren't staples, yet they act smart, charting everyone's course. They raise hell and a Charlie Manson. You know, Charlie Manson, of course, he probably said some stuff. You know, Charlie Manson was really smart. And so he probably, like anybody that's really smart, is going to call out the friars, the Israel situation. So I would imagine he probably said something he weren't supposed to. Yep, back in my shack, my two-story shack. At least you didn't say trailer. Normally you guys go with trailer, but that would make you look stupid. So, hey, what are you doing? That's a bad girl. Frank, what's that?
You'd like that with the ranch seasoning?
I don't know. Probably.
It's crazy that something so destructive can be so obvious. There's a Wikipedia page about it. TBG.
Can you believe what Israel's doing? The shit happening in Lebanon right now is just unfucking real.
Part 2.
And yet, it's so confusing if you believe things for what they say. Like, I keep hearing bullshit talking about how, you know, if Israel does this, if Israel does that, if Israel does one more attack on Lebanon, then Iran's gonna, you know, have to take action. But from the beginning, I've told you, like, I just don't buy it. What's interesting is if you listen to Sleight of Hand Job.
Y'all know TBG. We love busting bubbles and it's easy to see. By all of the trouble that continuously continues to double when the conspiracy is exposed to the muggles. They tighten the muzzle when we think we are free to shave off the stubble of the beard we perceive. Coddles and cuddles, the shit we believe saves us from the struggle, yet it clearly deceives. It's a sleight of hand job. It's a circle full of jerks. Trump is polishing the knob of Netanyahu in reverse. The Israelis are a mob, but the Americans are restless. We don't see we're being robbed. The illusion really works if the heart on our shirts is bleeding profusely, starting at birth. They're constantly using our pride and our worth to hide how they're abusing their lives only work. Since the truth is a movie, truth is a movie, truth is a movie. Their lives only work.
Israel is fighting Hezbollah, an Iranian proxy. I mean, you guys aren't even smart enough to come up with new shit. That's what's so crazy. You just keep using the same narratives. Oh, wait, my bad, sorry. You gotta listen to the lyrics, my bad. So this was written in... It had to be like June-ish of of 2025. So if you remember what June-ish of 2025 was and the narrative we were being shown, Iran wasn't the big bad yet. They were still trying to bring Iran into it. So
Movie, trust is a movie. Their lies only work since it's a movie. The agreement with Iran is just one sleight of hand. Do everything in heaven when the hell that they command is all part of the plan to further genocide. And once you understand, you'll no longer choose to hide. See, the story they provide makes it seem like there's a truce. So your feelings will subside, not seeing that the roots is you. So you're confused when told Iran is violated. The terms and others prove that they should be annihilated.
yeah, telling you, right? Telling you that this was gonna happen.
It's a sleight of hand job. It's a circle full of jerks. Trump is polishing the knob. And then, yeah, in reverse, the Israelis are a mob, but the Americans are racist. We don't see we're being robbed. The illusion only works if the heart on our shirt is bleeding profusely, starting at birth. They're constantly using our pride and our worth to hide how they're abusing their lies only work. Since the truth is a movie, truth is a movie, truth is a movie. Their lies only work. Since the truth is a movie, truth is a movie, truth is a movie. Their lies only work. Since the truth is a movie.
The truth is a movie. Hold up.
So the chosen will attack, but we're blaming on the Houthis, and Americans will act like we should turn our land and smoothie. Since the ruse is just a movie that's been done so many times that we simply keep accusing when they justify their crime. But the more they put their shine on the dark and gloomy story, the more we should rewind and see the tactics they're employing to make it all seem boring like a calm before the storm. They're leading us to mourning when their cheers become the norm. Norm!
When their cheers become the norm.
Agent Orange is out there facilitating the next false flag attack. When Syria or Lebanon or Saudi Arabia or Yemen or whatever breaks the truce by attacking something United States and unfortunately supposedly killing American soldiers, which then inspires you to tie yellow ribbons around trees and demand that brown people be bombed back to the Stone Age. Just remember, it was who's doing all of it. From the attack, to the blame, to reaping the rewards. It's all douchebag Netanyahu, Smotrich, Itmar Ben-Gvir, and the rest of those psychopaths who control the United States narrative. It's time for the revolution. TBG.
You don't live in this part of the world. Yeah, because, I'm not a fucking psychopath, settler, invader like you are. Sorry, I had to play that one.
This is there's a lot of Christmas songs out there, and not too many Hanukkah songs. So I rewrote a song for all those little Jewish kids who don't get to hear any Hanukkah songs. Here we go. If you wear a yarmulke and you celebrate Hanukkah, what could be the funica of celebrating Hanukkah? Hanukkah is a celebration of circumcision. The Maccabee Revolution was one awful decision. When you start to notice that they all seem to be cult members, here's a list of people who are Jewish that are ritual sex offenders. Clearly Donald Trump lights the menorah. That's why he's so revealed by the chosen diaspora. Guess who ate blood libel as her son pulled off the con? A dirty rat like Fievel, no one less than Hitler's mom. Biden doesn't have to be Jewish to be a Zionist. Just like Hillary Clinton, they're both on the AIPAC list. You don't need to look too hard to find the snake that's in the grass. Netanyahu, to say the Smotrich, and Ben-Gvir can kiss my ass, all terrorists. Guy Williams, not a Jew. But guess who is Jeffrey Epstein? Robert Maxwell, number 2. Fake deaths.
Fake deaths.
85% of Congress is under Israel's control, which is why they're never honest when it's time to pay the toll. Some people think that it's a slur and we should cower to say 0.13% has all the money and the power. There are so many Jews controlling Hollywood, so it's no wonder actors say that all that fame's not really good. Everyone and their mama cuz know they're who's dropping bomber cuz. This should send alarm cuz like Moyles and Brit Malonica. Please don't drink gin and tonica, but smoke that marijuana cuz. You really, really should wanna cut to happily obliterate Hanukkah.
Oh, it's such a great song. You guys think so? The Hanukkah song? The reboot. You know, the redux. By all means, if somebody could tell me what I got wrong on that one, I'd love to know. That was such a fun song to write. I thought it was going to be difficult. Like, I was like, man, I got this idea for it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. You know, I want to mirror the lyrics, but change things up. And then, you know, of course, it's got to fit, it's got to rhyme. And as I'm writing it, I'm literally laughing. I'm literally LOLing. Because I'm laughing at the things that are coming. And it all came out in like maybe a half hour. I was so excited. Submarines are real, and if we didn't have them, then we wouldn't have national security. And then the next thing he says is, I love pedos. Oh. Like, obviously, you know, the same stupid fucking people that believe this thing believe that thing, right? You stole Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song. You forgot your apostrophe.
Whatever you conclude, you can.
Yep, we stole it. And the thing is, we made it better. That's the thing is, it sucks for good old Adel, good old dumbass Adam. That we made his song a lot better.
Come across to greener grass, the path is the last changeable option. Although you should stop when you are ready.
Look at that. So, as soon as the opportunity comes, so dumbass says something about submarines, then he says he loves pedos, and when I point out that he loves pedos, he makes a pedophile reference. Right? That just shows you exactly what we're talking about. These are fucking pedophiles, man. No, joined 1 month ago, has no subscribers. Nobody had to like encourage him or try to bring it out or anything, or even try to trick him. As soon as we start talking about how they rape children and they're pedophiles, he's like, oh yeah, I do. I'm participating in pedophilia right now.
I'm gonna fly.
They give you the evidence. And nobody makes pedophile jokes for the fun of it. Nobody who doesn't rape children thinks pedophile jokes are even funny. As a matter of fact, you start making pedophile jokes, you're gonna get your ass beat. Nobody's gonna be like, haha, that was so funny, tell us more. They're gonna kick your ass. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? That's inappropriate. That's uncalled for. But I appreciate it, right? Because they make my job so much easier. Right? They show you exactly what I'm saying. They don't disprove anything I'm saying. They don't disprove. They don't make it seem like it's impossible. They're Mishnah Nida pedophiles. A girl is betrothed by her father when she is 3 years and 1 day old through intercourse. There's no way of misconstruing or twisting or anything. There's nothing going on there. And you don't, that's the thing, you don't have to. You know, there are so many things out there where you might have to, like, you know, look at it a little differently or read between the lines or whatever. When it comes to these friars and literally what their main book tells them to do, Mishnah Nida 5:4, flat out says, rape children. Like, that's how you get them as your wives. You take your wife.
I crave a hug from
It's just, it's shocking, right?
I'm nothing other than a simple human.
It's a really disgusting cult that brings nothing good to the world. You can't say, oh, well, they do this, or oh, well, they do that. They make the world a better place by doing. They don't. Nothing they do makes the world better. The world would be a much better place without them. And will be. You know, will be a much better place without them. Like, it's fucking psychotic, right? You see these things that they do. You see these posts that they put out. Laura Loomer. Fucking everything Laura Loomer puts out. It's not like, again, you have to sort of read it like a certain way or anything like that. Just read what she's saying. Oh, I'm a liar. Which part am I lying about?
11-ton butterfly. I'm gonna fly.
I would love for you to actually address what part I'm lying about. Instead of crying, oh, there's a perfect example of what I'm always saying about these. Look at how you have the initial drop point, and then it's pouring out of it. It's getting pulled apart by the currents. You can see the cloud actually getting pulled apart. That's always interesting. Islam is a cult. Well, what's the difference? Why is it yours a cult? Yours is even more so a cult, right? You have to be born into it and shit. But it's always interesting to see how they do this, right? Sane people don't believe in imaginary friends and fairy tales. That seems as cut and dry as it gets, right? At the end of the day, you're believing in fairy tales and imaginary fucking... Not only do you have imaginary friends, but you have imaginary enemies, too. The devil. Oh, it's the devil. The imaginary enemy. Like, it's really fucking crazy. And the fact that it exists in such prominence today is so shocking. Like, you would think as we've moved forward,
I am an 11-ton butterfly.
at least theoretically, when you compare where we were in like the 40s and the 50s compared to now, sure doesn't seem like we're moving forward that much. You know, and again, it's interesting when you look at these guys' comments. You look at what they choose to respond with. Right? These are, oh, look at, there's another example of it. You can see where whatever it was dropped out of the plane, and now it's pulling down and getting caught in the current. Right? But, like, nobody's making these guys say what they say, well, other than probably Act.io shit, but, you know, there's nothing here that's, you know, they don't have to be this. They don't have to be these awful representations of the cult. They choose to be. And of course, you know, like I say, they get their mission, and they get their, you know, their guidelines and what they're supposed to say and shit like that. And then they're encouraged to throw a little bit of extra spin on it just to sort of make it not seem like they're bots. That's literally what it says in their thing. But look what comes out. You love the sound of your own voice. I have a feeling you're just another self-hating. Why would so many hate them? That's a great point. That the whole idea of a self-hating Jew. Why do so many self-hating Jews apparently exist? Look at that. Look. I mean, you have to be a fucking blind dumbass to see that and not think, what the fuck is going on? Why is that cloud getting pulled apart? What's pulling the cloud apart? Mm-hmm. But you know, if your thing is so good, why would there be any of them, any of you that hate it? They love saying things like that. Again, they've been kicked out of 109 countries in the last 1,000 years. They love saying things, we're the most persecuted people in the world. But then if you go, okay, sure, we'll take you at your, you know, at face value, at nose value. Look at how that fucking cloud is completely dissipated. That is fucking crazy. I want to see what happens. I want to see if that last little bit of it at the top is going to pull apart. What's fucking happening here? Yeah, I was at work one time. And it was a clear, beautiful blue day. And you know, this was when I was still new on my job, so I was working with my boss. And we were at a house doing a garage door, and I was telling him, like, there's no way this blue sky lasts. They're gonna chalk it all up, right? And so we're out there getting something out of the truck, and I look up and there's this, you know, usually the guideline, usually the first chemtrail in a blue sky is you know, thick as shit. You know, it's a real thick one, and it again, it's like the guideline. It tells the other ones where to be. You don't tell me be where, I tell you where to be. Look at that. That is so fucked up. I'd love to see it on a time lapse. I'd love to be able to take a time lapse video of it and watch as it falls apart. But I watched them lay the big chalk line. You know, I had my boss come out. I was like, dude, you see this? And yeah. But then there was 3 white orbs that appeared. And they made like a triangle, 2 of them on the bottom, 1 of them above it. And they were like investigating it. I don't know what else you would call it. It looked like they were trying to see. They were flying through it, back and forth through it. Like they were collecting something or whatever. Like it was really interesting, right? And you know, what was that? Obviously what's going on with oh look. Oh fuck, I missed it. It's right there. But I you know, what was the thick ass line to begin with? But then what were the 3 white dots, the 3 white orbs? My boss saw it. Even the guy whose house we were at saw it. He was like, wow, that's really weird. Look at that. Oh, look, we got a little rainbow piece. You actually have the rainbow dot, and then you have the halo. You know, what the fuck is that? What the fuck are we looking at here? Like talking of apartments when they're set up side by side. Oh, it's so brilliant. It's so brilliant. But like I say, so you know, you hear these dumbasses say these dumb things. You're a self-hating Jew. Kicked out of 109 countries in 1,000 years. They're so persecuted, yada, yada, yada. But if you just take it that next step and you say, okay, like, okay, I feel for you, right? That sounds awful. Why do you think that's happening? They don't say anything. I'm asking them to elaborate. Yeah, she does now. She's really good. I did a lot to get her here. So if it wasn't for the effort I put in, she'd be as difficult as Broly. But when you want something, you got to do it. Okay? You gotta be patient, and you have to do the right thing. Your mom could really learn something from me. Name the 109 countries. I don't care. I'm not saying it. I don't even go with that shit. I think that shit's fake. I think that's another one of the, if you open up the books on Israel, you demonize Israel comments where they said something and they're too stupid to realize what they're actually saying. And so, they don't realize, like everybody hears that and goes, well, why would you be demonized? Why would opening up the books on you guys and looking at what you do demonize you? And of course, that's another one of those questions where you ask and they just have nothing. This is the dumbass that said the self-hating Jew thing. I didn't say it. But when you ask, well, why you hear them say it all the time. They say it so often.
My misbehaving is shaving my zest. I try to invest, but my best.
But you never can get them to elaborate on why, like self-hating Christians, self-hating Muslims. That's not a fucking phrase that's commonplace in society. The idea of a self-hating this, that, and the other really only applies to them. Look at that shit. Look at it. It's like you can see each drop has its own fucking, pull apart, and they all convene, and then they just get drawn out. That's so fucking weird. The Friars are not stupid. Islam is the threat. Oh yeah? Islam is the threat, huh? Why? They really are trying to push that out there. I saw a video of a Jewish guy, a guy who had a Jewish look to him, saying he's in the UK right now and nothing's happening. There's just the blah blah blah, and the meat prices are like he's this passive aggressive sort of troll. They're really, really trying to push the religious aspect, the religious war thing, because anything that distracts us from them is what's important. But just like if you try to ask them to elaborate on what their beliefs are, why don't you tell us why Mishnah Nanda is okay? Why don't you tell us why Matitza B'Peh is okay? It's just like anything else. They're just cowards, right? They're just fucking cowardly little shit trolls. Little, it's hard to say they're homosexual pedophiles, right? Because, pedophilia doesn't usually have to do with an identity rather than, the ability to abuse. But they do definitely like, little boys and shit. But ask them, why are there so many self-hating Jews? God will come for you. Oh, yeah? You're not supposed to write God. You're supposed to put G-D. Right? You wrote out God and you're in trouble. Look at this shit. Look at how dumb they are, right? This guy is beyond sick. Yeah? Thinking that raping children is not okay makes me sick. Look at, am I talking? The Act.il, the Jewish Currents article, Call of Duty, from August of 2020, that lays out how Act.il and subsequently RiseApp works, talks about the fact that they tend to use high school and college students. You know, their little volunteer situation rooms are staffed with college kids and high school kids, and it kind of makes sense, right? Now we get, you were definitely abused as a child. Like, where does that even, what does that come from? What does that have to do with anything? They say that like it's some sort of insult, right? Like who does that? Who is like, you know, you're making fun of them and they go, oh, well, you were abused as a child. Like who, what kind of sick piece of shit does that? Them.
It's like saying heaven is achievable. Not very believable, but then again, neither is love.
Who cares? It's all dumb. It's all, you know, it doesn't matter who wins. It doesn't affect anything. Whoever wins implements the policies and shit that they're told to do. They don't, they're not like real people, you know, making decisions and shit. But you've heard them say it before too, right? Like, oh, that you're a self-hating Jew. You're a self-hating Jew. Why do so many of them self-hate? Who is good? Where does this self-hatred come? And you'll see it in here over and over again where they say dumb shit, and it's like, okay, you said it, you had your comment read, now I'm asking you to elaborate on said comment, and you completely fall apart. Look at how these clouds are getting ripped apart. They're pouring out. You can see it real bad over on this side. What makes that happen? I mean, it's nothing, right? It's just, that's what clouds do. You remember as a kid, you'd be like, look at how those clouds look like they're a dirt clump in a stream and they're getting pulled apart.
I remember we did the cloud chapter. And so, you know, our teacher would have us go outside and look at the clouds and identify the different cloud masses.
I need to pull back from attacking the problem.
Never, huh? That's weird.
On the last of my noggin. I'm a Polish toboggan. Call me Dumsky.
Look at that shit. That don't make no sense. Well, it does. It does make sense. It doesn't make sense the way they want us to think, but it totally makes sense that they drop a bunch of shit in the sky and then it gets pulled apart by the wind currents. Well, that looks like what I'm looking at. Right. They've always admitted it. The idea of chemtrails is not like, it, you know, cloud seeding. They've been cloud seeding forever. There's the movie Woodstock from 1969 where two different camera crews walked around Woodstock and then they spliced it together and you get this 4-hour amazing, just fucking amazing documentary style movie. At one point, just before it rains, you know, the famous Woodstock rain and all the mud and all that, just before it rains, this huge B-52 looking bomber plane comes in and just starts dropping this thick ass chalk right above it. And you have two vets, two guys with military, like, you know how they used to wear their jackets as a sign of whatever. They would wear like the shirt without a shirt on underneath it and shit.
To the coddles of parental abuse. A common excuse, it's the way I was made.
But they say, they come up to the camera and they're like, look, get a shot of that, look. Yeah, that's what we did in Vietnam. They're dropping that on us. It's gonna rain soon, and then it rains. Like it's not it's just like everything else. Like I say, it's crazy how
Spinning your roads will lead us to Atlantis. By acknowledging holes, you can accept olive branch.
how religion exists, and it's this driving force in our society, and yet there's no evidence. There's no evidence for any of it. And if you try to ask religious people, whether they're Christians or Jews or whatever, to just elaborate a little bit on what they think or believe, they just fall apart. Look at that shit. You know, the idea of providing evidence is just, they just can't do it. And yet when you go, okay, well, Here's a bunch of evidence of them doing something. Here's a bunch of evidence of shit being sprayed and then weird shit happening. Why is that point in the middle so bright? And it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to engage in that. From the river to the sea, Israel destroyed. Like, I love that they're too stupid to realize what they're doing, you know? The more of them that come in here and acknowledge the fact that they're disgusting friars. I mean, remember, I'm just some random guy in Michigan. Why would any friars be here? I only have 7 viewers and 4 likes. It's not like this feed is just blowing up and there's random people gonna just stumble across it. So first of all, why are they even here? But secondly, every time they make these comments, they show you that they're here, but they're too stupid to actually elaborate on any of it. You know? You can sit here and point out that they're a pedophile cult and everything they do is disgusting and wrong and nothing they do makes the world better and all that. And they just go, "Dude, from the river, dude." They even have to steal, the Palestinian, the mantra, the saying, because it's from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. They can't even come up with their own shit. They have to steal Palestinian stuff. Nothing they do is creative. Nothing they do is beneficial. Everything they do is stolen. True, a lot of unsubstantiated claims. They also rely on unfalsifiable claims. They also use religion to justify atrocities such as Israel.
We're focused on the need while they control us using mandates. Claiming all should stand straight, they cower to the truth.
Well, where does that unfalsifiable. See, I have little marks on my phone, so I can't quite see everything. But yes, unfalsifiable. Gotcha. But you see it. Do I know? No, don't give a shit. I mean, it's really, one of the things they've done is sort of tricked you into thinking like the conspiracy that controls the world and fucks everything up is some big, big confusing, complicated, supernatural, it's way bigger than we can even try to understand kind of situation. And in so doing, you think it's much harder to defeat. It's much harder to overcome it. If it's so confusing, if it's so complicated, if it's supernatural, then of course it's really hard to get through. But it's not. It's not that hard to get through. It's not some complicated thing. It's just a bunch of sick fucking pedophile cult members. I'm chosen. We're chosen by God. And if you don't agree with that, then you're the bad guy. Like, why would anybody agree to the fact that such an inferior group is better than you're better than me. You and your micro penis. You must be the superior chosen one. God chose you to have a micro penis. I mean, I guess if your whole thing is raping children, the micro penis is a good thing. Hopefully, theoretically, it hurts the children less for you to have your micro penis in effect. But it's all a lot more obvious than you realize. It's this obvious, right? Everything is this obvious. All you have to do is look up. If you look up and you see that and you see all this and you go, oh, yeah, that's totally normal, then you're the fucking moron. That's what it is. You're just a moron. But if anybody looks up Mishnah Nida 5:4 and they don't have a problem with it, that's somebody you should punch in the face. Mishnah Nida 5:4, Mishnah, new word, Niddah, 5, 4. It's shocking. It really is shocking that it can exist like it does, and people pretend like it's some sort of, it's some sort of secret. So if you go to Sefaria.com, Sefaria.com, and you look up Mishnah, that's right at the top. You can scroll down. You can just look it up. You can just search Mishnah Nada, and it'll populate 5-4. It doesn't do it immediately, but it'll populate. Mishnah Nada 5-4 says a girl who is 3 years and 1 day old, whose father arranged her betrothal, meaning, basically sells her to another man, another family, whatever. The father that does that, the girl is betrothed through intercourse. As the halachik status. Oh, what's up, dude? What are you doing? I didn't even recognize you. I am. It's all good, though. I always got time for my sons.
What you doing, your podcast?
Yeah. Here, listen to this. Listen to this. I want you to hear this. This is Mishnah Nada 5-4. This is the Talmud. Have you heard of the Talmud?
No, what is it?
It's the main book in Judaism. Okay, it's their main Bible, but it's Judaism. It says a girl who is 3 years and 1 day old, whose father arranged her betrothal, sells her off to be married, is betrothed through intercourse. 3 years and 1 day old. Betrothed through intercourse, as the halachik status of the intercourse with her is that of intercourse in all halachik senses, meaning ownership. And in the case where the childless husband of a girl 3 years and 1 day old, because she's 3, so she can't have fucking children, 4 or 5 years old, and her husband is 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, if he dies, if his brother, the Yavam, engages in intercourse with her, he acquires her as his wife. And if she is married, a man other than her husband is liable for engaging in intercourse with her due to violation of the prohibition against intercourse with a married woman. Now, if the girl is less than that age, younger than 3 years and 1 day old, the status of the intercourse with her is not that of intercourse in all halachik senses, meaning no ownership takes place. Rather, it is like placing a finger into the eye. Just as in that case, the eye constricts, sheds tears, and then returns to its original state, so too in a girl younger than 3 years and 1 day old, the hymen returns to its original state.
That's like pedophilia.
Yeah.
But it is pedophilia.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what they believe. This is the foundation of Jewish belief.
That's like with the Muslim people too, right? With, what's the name?
Allah. Well, see, but you're against those things because of your American Christian Association. But you know that Mary was 12 years old, right?
Yeah.
And Joseph was probably between 50 and 80. Right? Because Mary, they're all Jews. Mary's a Jew. Jesus was a Jew. So it's all the same. It all comes from Judaism. It's just, you're a black man. What the fuck would you believe in any of that bullshit? Did you look up all of the African religions and be like, oh, this African shit's nothing. I'm going to believe this white Christian stuff? Nope. It's what was put on you.
Yeah,
It's the slave religion. Of course not. Nobody does. It's kept from you. They keep that from you. Oh, it gets better. It doesn't. It gets different. So, in the case of a boy, 9 years and 1 day old, whose brother had died childless, who engages in intercourse with his yivama, his brother's widow, the status of the intercourse is that of halachik's intercourse, and he acquires her as his wife. But he cannot give her a bill of divorce if he chooses to end the marriage until he reaches majority, which means he has 2 pubic hairs and has had his bar mitzvah. But, and if he engages in bestiality, he disqualifies the animal from being sacrificed upon the altar, and the animal is stoned due to his act. So they put the animal in a little pit, and they all stand around and they throw rocks at it until it dies. Because he raped the animal. Doesn't say don't rape animals. It doesn't say don't have sex with children. It says if this happens, well, then this is what happens. That's the foundation.
Appetite, man.
Yeah, well, that's, as you're a Christian and you're sitting there praying over your food, this is why. Why do you think they made black people fucking so stupid, man? Why do you think they've done what they've done to black people? They're terrified of black people. And they don't want, people realizing what they are, who they are. Because as soon as you stop believing in their Christian, Catholic, Muslim bullshit, it's all, in Islam, Allah's favorite wife was Aisha, who was 6 years old when they got married. And for the first 3 years, she was groomed into what Muhammad liked. Muhammad was in his 50s. And at 9 years old, they consummated the marriage. And then she became his favorite wife.
Yeah, a Muslim was telling me, old Muslim,
Yeah.
telling me
It's all bullshit.
When he found out that shit, he started believing it.
You should. Everybody should. As soon as you realize that pedophilia is at the foundation of your belief structure, what overweighs that? Oh, so you want to go to heaven when you die. So because you want to go to heaven, you're going to be like, oh, I don't see this. No, that's bullshit.
Man.
That's bullshit. Your generation is the one that breaks this, man. Your generation is the one that fixes this. And I know it's hard for you, especially because your mom is so like Jesus, 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 right? Yeah, you don't want to upset your mom, which is what they rely on. They want you to not want. So you'll believe in some crazy pedophilia bullshit so that you don't upset your mom. And then by the time, she dies, you're already so old, you've already believed it for so long, it's become part of you. You've told your kids the same thing. And that's how this whole fucking destructive cycle continues, man.
Damn, man, you always put some jewels on me, and I gotta go look into that jewels.
Go, I'll send you the text. Yeah, man, have a good day. You do what you gotta do. If you guys need a ride, man, I'll always give you a ride up there. Yep. Let's see what kind of wonderful comments we've been getting. God will come for me. True. Your description should be Guy Williams is smarter than you. Using then is an interesting choice. Isn't it though? Why do you think I highlighted it? Why do you think I made it the big one? I wanted to see who would catch it. It took an hour before somebody even caught on to it. But yes, there's a reason why it's not you isn't highlighted, or smarter isn't highlighted. It's a test. It's to see who the stupid ones are. Who are you to say? Who am I to say what? Jews practice witchcraft. I mean, it's all pretty silly. If you're like, I'm a Christian, but they do this wrong, then you're just stupid. Unless you drop it all, you have nothing to say. Jesus was not a Jew, dumbass. Really, Jesus was not a Jew. Let's see if we can't elaborate on that a little bit. Let's just see. Jesus was not a Jew. Here you go. Wikipedia, all locked up, nobody can edit this. Jesus, also referred to as Jesus Christ, Jesus of Nazareth, and various other names and titles, was a first century Jewish preacher and religious leader in the Roman province of Judea. Seems like that's pretty accurate then, huh? Jesus was not a Jew, dumbass. They didn't live to 80 back then. Well, in biblical times, they lived to like 800 and shit. What are you talking about? No, an ancient Jewish law that modern Jewish people don't support. You don't have an argument. Really? Modern Jewish people don't support it. Yeah, could you show that? Because they actually really do. They actually do. But yeah, this is like stupid shit. Jesus fiercely opposed most of the ancient Jewish teachings. Oh, did he? Did he? This guy's a dumbass. We already know that Chrissy's a dumbass. She gets all butthurt and starts yelling dumb shit, and you know, she has no place here. This person says you're YOUR not smarter than THEN everyone. Shut the fuck up. I love when the traps work. You're YOUR not smarter. Fucking crazy, man. Like, how do you do that? You know, it's one thing to screw things up when you're talking, but to type it out and then to copy my dumbassery, like they didn't notice that the then should have been then, you know? Just so stupid. Oh, look, the Onion character is here, right? Admitted fucking pedo. Admitted pedo. The funny thing is, none of these people are actually proud Jews. They're all Jews. A lot of these people that are here are Jews, but none of them are actually proud. Right? None of them are proud enough to stand by their belief structure and be like, yeah, that's what we believe, so what? That's it. How are you in arguments? You discredit people's actual proof and call people stupid moronic, simply dismissing the conversation. Shut up, Chrissy. Shut up. The actual proof. Oh, yeah. Look at all the actual proof being provided. That white entitlement and thinking, well, if I say it, then that's proof. No proof provided, but like you can't provide me with proof of anyone, any Jewish group that's out there condemning these practices and doing their best to fight against it. But this shit's happening everywhere, just like Matitza happens everywhere. You know, they like to say, oh, it doesn't happen as much as you think it happens. That's one of their main arguments. It's a small group. It's just a small group. Well, where are all the Jews condemning that small group? You know, Matitza happens on average between 3,000 and 3,600 times per year in New York alone. Meaning, if they did it every single day, it would be happening between, you know, around 10 times a day. Every single day, they're doing 10 matitzas. Now, we know they don't work every single day. There's holidays, there's days off, the Sabbath, all that shit. They're not doing their shit on religious days. So that number probably climbs closer to 20 per day, on average, on the days that they do it. If you're really wondering, you can look up the Israel Hayom Bottom of Darkness article, which will be in the description when we're done. It's the fourth link in the description. It's from April 23rd, 2025, in the Israel Hayom newspaper, which is Israel's #1 free paper, Israel's #1 free, free propaganda piece. Israel Hayom is an Israeli Hebrew language free newspaper distributed for free around Israel. It is the country's most widely distributed newspaper, owned by the family of Sheldon Adelson, the casino mogul and political donor, the money behind Trump. Israel Hayom has been noted for its right-wing editorial stance and coverage of Israeli politics, often sparking debate about its political alignment. It's as pro-Jewish as possible. And yet, you would say, well, why did they put out this article? They put out the article because they never assumed Goyim like me would stumble across it, one. But the article is about, it's trying to warn, it's trying to scare off any victims from speaking up, from coming forward. It's fucking crazy. Let's see. Look at all these fucking, look at all of these dumb comments. Just nothing. They have nothing to say. You have a genuine lack of intelligence. You racist bruh. You racist bruh. Against who, bruh? Bruh. You're so dumb you actually type out bruh. Of course I can provide proof and reference it and you dismiss it, calling it crap. Yeah. What proof? I love when you say you're going to provide proof or that you did, but you don't actually do it. Instead of saying you're going to do something, why don't you just do it? Shit, if anything, if you provided the proof and I dismissed it, well, then anybody who saw it, they could see it for themselves. You could help other people. But it's nice try. It's not that big of a deal, says the guy, says the Jew. It's not that big of a deal. Raping children is not that big of a deal. Right on, Electric Pigeon. Don't forget to like, share, and sub. Huh? Make sure you like, share, and sub. He uploaded no heroes. He forgot to put no heroes in, but then he uploaded no heroes. This ain't no place for no hero. There ain't no place for no better man. This ain't no place for no hero. You go home. Maybe he put it in the other one? Where the fuck did he put it? Auto Emancipation pamphlet in the album. Right, it's in the Auto Emancipation. Maybe I gotta reset the page. That's what it is. So now it should be here. There it is. I have my own beliefs that I don't give a title to. I take what I believe to be true and just add a bit of logic and come up with a belief system. I mean, that's arrogance. It's just arrogance. Nothing coming out of that plane. Look at all that shit. Look at it.
I know just where you're running from. What matters?
They're pushing no-hide laws, which is completely, which is comply or die. People who talk about Israel love lie, never know what they're talking about. Right. Right. We're just making it all up. Everybody is making up the same thing. Right? And it's funny how the friars never come in and like make it right. They never come in and say, okay, you're getting this wrong, but here.
This ain't no place for no better man. This ain't no place for no hero.
If you would get tested and evaluated by a professional urology doctor, you would be pronounced clinically stupid. Yep. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at that. Look at these. Look at these fucking, these things. Where did they even come from? I didn't see any plane drop them. You dismiss it and say what proof, like nothing was even presented when it damn well was what? Did anybody see any proof this guy provided other than proof he's a fucking, proof she's a fucking goofus? I provided you proof. I did. I said something. Israel and Palestine use their own people as test subject. Yeah. No, they don't. You could ask YouTube to roll back the comments to prove you're arrogant. So again, if you provided some sort of proof, what's stopping you from providing it again? Right? Like if you actually did do what you said, you wouldn't have a problem saying it again. I say the same things all the time. I repeat myself all the fucking time. I have read Mishnah Nada so many times I can't even keep track. But you're like, no, I did it. I'm just never going to say it again. Roll back the comments, YouTube. So what do you want to happen? What's your goal in this? Just wondering. The eradication of the pedophile friar cult. I love the value. I just you give a shout out to who gives a fuck. Why would I ever give a shout out to your baby mamas? So stupid.
They try to make me join the jihad, and I said no, no, no. Trump is back on TV trial. But where are the Epstein tapes? Oh yeah, Diddy's gone completely wild. But where are the Epstein tapes? Israel's so disgustingly vile. But where are the Epstein tapes? They have you chasing your tail. Meanwhile, where are the friggin' Epstein tapes? ISIS hit Russia in typical style. But where are the Epstein tapes? The boat hit the bridge and
Guys, remember the boat hitting the bridge?
Where are the Epstein tapes? The churches molested another child. But where are the Epstein tapes? They have the boy in a state of denial. But where are the friggin' Epstein tapes?
I used friggin' because I wanted you to be able
Everything's
to
a
play it for your kids.
conspiracy, at least by
And not have the
definition.
excuse.
So, mentioning the fear can seem to sheep like repetition. But
This guy doesn't come from a place of love, but rather hate. I mean, again, you say these things like I'm avoiding it. I have no problem saying I hate everything about you.
We need improvement when we rebel against their proof, but when we delve into the
Like you act like, because again, instead of actually debunking or anything that I'm saying, providing proof, you keep saying things that I don't have a problem saying myself. This guy hates us. This guy hates our cult. This guy doesn't think pedophiles should be allowed to exist. What's wrong with him? Oh.
Bookends to disguise both sides of their illusion. These crooks who send their prize,
They do,
hide their
though, just like you,
into our lives
just
while
like us, you know chemtrails
they're cooking up the white
and
yet
alpha
denying
gal
they
tips.
still use it to supply the shitty music
Sure.
so the goy can sing along. The grand rising so elusive, it's annoying just how wrong we are in knowing we belong to such depravity is gross, like drinking water from a bong or like how
So why is it some of the clouds are pulling apart and some of them aren't? And then what the fuck is going on here?
shows that ignorance we're masking.
Fucking weird, man. They're having a weird day today, huh?
On the path
This guy right here needs some prayer. He probably has a lot of people that dislike him due to his conspiracy theories and delusional mentality. I pray God gives you a wake-up call and introduces the truth. So, when asked why he doesn't reiterate the proof that he says he put up, now he goes into some fucking nonsense about the God that doesn't give a shit. I pray to God, I've said this time and time again, if you honestly believe in prayer power, you believe in prayer juice, like clearly your God doesn't answer your prayers, right? But let's just say God answers one prayer out of the million. The idea that God would answer your prayer about me is so like atrocious. Like I would hope that wouldn't be the prayer answer. If you can get God to do anything, get God to stop all the clergy from raping so many children. How about we focus on that? Like, it's funny how I am constantly talking about a much bigger picture that doesn't have anything to do with me. And these guys keep wanting to talk about me. like to think that after this is over, this guy literally sits in his house and prays to God about me.
Where are the Epstein tapes?
What a fucking psychopath. What a goddamn weirdo.
Epstein tapes. ISIS hit Russia in typical style. But where are the Epstein tapes? The boat hit the bridge and fell into a
And he comes back here day after day to cry about it. What if, isn't, wow, look at that. But that's the point of the song Pudding, which should be coming up soon. Pudding is asking, well, if you believe in God, then isn't everything I'm doing God's work? Can you prove that God isn't working through me? Can you prove that God doesn't hate all religion? And because, as the story shows you over and over again, God is comically powerless, like ridiculously powerless. The devil is way more powerful than your silly God. Good, man, this is fucking crazy. It's so distracting how fucked up this is. But you know, your comically powerless God, it took him all this time to finally break through, and now he's using me to expose the pedophilia and all of the things that, like, why would God be okay with?
That's nothing, if not true.
Right?
Especially
Why is God so cool with the children being raped?
to lose their lives that were removed or just screwed, both up and down. While the excuse
Can you begin to prove anything that you believe?
the blame that's on the brown.
You ask every single Christian, why are you a Christian over being a Muslim? How do you know that Christianity is true? I mean, shit, with the Muslims, at least they can say that every Quran that's ever been found says the exact same thing. Christians can't say that. Bibles say wildly different shit, but the Quran, every supposed copy that's ever been found says the exact same shit. But why are you a Christian? What makes you believe Christianity is the truth? They don't have anything to say. CIA released lab-grown bacteria in San Francisco to test if people get sick, and they dud, and they did. Alpha-Gal Tick is created by Bill Gates, and it's made to destroy all competition for real meat, so you only eat the lab-grown. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that shit too. I don't know how I feel about all of it. I mean, you know, there are plenty of pages you can go to where they're talking about that. Talking about Bill Gates, talking about this, that, and the other, talking about Epstein files, talking about, you know, depopulation and all these things, of which I don't necessarily believe. You know, the one thing that you have to understand is they believe that each one of them should have 2,800 of us as slaves. Upon the Messiah's emergence, which who knows if they think it happened already or not, but upon the Messiah's emergence, then each one of them has 2,800 Gentile Goyim slaves. And they don't believe it because, you know, it's like they present it in the way they do to hide it. They're really good about that part. Hiding things right in front of you. So by telling you that they believe that each one of them will have 2,800 slaves, not a single person goes, yeah, well, I could totally see that. You know, the physically and mentally superior Shmuley, I could totally see how he would be able to control 2,800 Goyim. You know, it's like, it's such a ridiculous notion that you just dismiss it as being some sort of crazy conspiracy theory or fairy tale or something. But the reality is they don't believe that it's 2,800, quote, chattel slaves. It doesn't believe it's 2,800 bondage slaves. That's not what they're saying. What they believe is that we Goyim will realize their spiritual and supremacy, realize their social supremacy, and we will be willing slaves. Each one of them will have 2,800 willing Goyim slaves. And it's basically what we live in right now. It takes about 2,800 Goyim working, producing, you know, making the next generation. Oh, look at this shit. A big old double sprayer is just turning his shit on right there. That's fucking gross. So it'll be interesting to see how many little dots appear along that line. Like you can literally see that thing making dots as it's flying. It's not leaving a big long trail. It's making dots. Interesting. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. How it's just expanded into this giant cloud cover. It looks like ice. So, like I say, there's all kinds of people talking about all different things out there. And if you want to talk about chemtrails, man, go watch Matt Landman. That dude has the chemtrail thing down pat. Like he's got it all figured out. I don't have the same knowledge base to be able to quote things like I can do with this Fryer stuff. You know, Matt Landman can't do what I can do with the Fryer stuff, but I can't do what he can do with the chemtrail stuff. So go watch Matt Landman. You know, go watch all the people talking about those other things. If you want to talk about Bill Gates and shit, there's plenty of truthers not only talking about it, but allowed to talk about it, with big old feeds and lots of other people in the conversation and all that shit. You know, you could have a real fun conversation regarding ticks and meat and Bill Gates and all that shit. He does have Jews. Imagine being sick and deprived that you feel the need to go live and spread hate amongst the whole people. Imagine being so sick and deprived that you're trying to expose the pedophilia and protect the Jewish children. What a jerk I am. Imagine pretending not to like me, but watching me every fucking day. And then crying about the fact that I think we should kill pedos. I mean, does this make sense to people? It's not the Jews' fault, it's Israel. Israel doesn't exist. Israel is just a construct. Israel doesn't have any say. Israel doesn't think. Israel's not real. They tell you Israel exists, and you believe it. They tell you that Israel goes from this place to this place, and you go, okay, Israel's not real. Israel is an authoritarian regime, same as Palestine. Who is this dumbass? Joined 1 year ago, 3 subscribers. The Jews are oppressed by their own people. Say with jihad, they oppress the Arab citizens. Yup. Funny how the only people talking about how bad the Arabs are Jews, trying to convince Goyim to focus on that instead of them. Benjamin Netanyahu wants massive surveillance state in Israel, and the same with Trump. Trump wants to flock cameras all over the U.S., but that's unconstitutional. The Constitution is a joke. What are you talking about? Oh, it's a constitution. Isn't it weird how all the countries all over the world that they're not even connected, but they all have constitutions? They all have flags. They all have anthems. They all have all the same shit. Isn't that weird how that works out? But you're definitely speaking about you're talking about the truther stuff from the perspective you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be saying these things. It's so strange to me that everybody wants me to focus in one direction. I'm supposed to focus on the things that you want focused on.
In our houses for free, and none of you have to even pay us back. And when it comes the day that you can make it on your own, let everyone live peacefully gay. Show others the love you've been shown. But one day the boy came back home and found the locks had all been changed. The Palestinians were blown away.
Let's see. Who the fuck? The clouds are like that because chemtrails. Yeah, we know. We're talking about that. And there is Calico, yup. And you know it's lit in gasoline to reduce CFCs, yup. All that good stuff. It's terrible to live in fear, isn't it? Hmm. It's terrible, I would imagine, but I don't think we know what fear is. Like the Palestinians, how the Palestinians have to live, how the Lebanese and all of the potential victims of Israel are living, that's real fear. We're getting close. We have a pretty fearful situation if you look, but you know, most of us can get by like it's the 4th of July coming up, we listen to fireworks and people already have that many paying people and they'll have their wish. So you either live in the wild off the grid or you live in first world country with a bunch of infrastructure. Either way we're cooked. Well, but what you're talking about, you're talking about a bunch of symptoms of the problem. If we're going to keep talking about the blood on the shirt, but we refuse to talk about the wound that caused it, we're just going to be talking about blood forever, probably till we die. Eventually, you're going to bleed out and die. You have to address the wound. Got to seed the clouds so it rains, or it doesn't rain, or, you know, there's lots of different reasons, actually. Enjoy the freedom you have while still having the United States becoming... We have freedom to a degree. We don't have freedom to eliminate the foreign country that's infiltrated our government. We barely have the freedom to talk about it. Stratospheric, aerosol, transit, and nucleation. They literally call it Satan. Yeah, but they do that shit to distract people. You think they accidentally called it that? Or they do it because they really believe in Satan and shit? No, it's to distract you. They make these acronyms that happen to work out to be things, and you go, oh shit, look at this, and then you start talking about Satan and blah, 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 all that dumb shit. You know, as long as they have their claw in you one way or another, they don't care. You can be a truther all day. If you're waiting for Jesus to come save us, they got you. You know. It's crazy to me, too, how many truthers stop being a truther when it comes to Christianity. Like, you're seeing it literally play out right now. You know, in Belfast, a black guy stabs a white dude, and it causes riots all over the country. Gotta get rid of these immigrants. They're all so violent. The white people violently riot, burn shit down, do all this and that, while crying that the black people, the immigrants, are the violent ones. It's fucking, it's shocking.
This shit even exists. See, I just don't understand how raping little kids turns a point.
Surveillance is good if it's used to solve crime instead of make money. There's no expectation of privacy in public. Yeah. I don't ever sit here and talk bad about technology. I don't think chemtrails are a bad technology. I don't think vaccines are a bad technology. It's how they're used. It's how they're used against us that's the problem. Obviously, the people at the top get some sort of vaccine. You know, how is it we've never seen a political figure doing a speech and suddenly go, and fucking keel over? It never happens. That happens to regular people all the fucking time. And it happens to regular people way young. We get people that are fucking 90 years old in our government. We got old ass Trump who falls asleep at just about everything he goes to nowadays. Whether it's entertainment or it's like a government meeting. You know, Trump was alive for like 15 or 18 years before the civil rights laws were passed. Do you honestly think a white dude grew up in the privileged position he grew up in was all about the equal rights? Come on. How's the weed? Where you at? I live in Michigan. The stuff is awesome here. Plus, it's recreational here, 21 and up. Well, I am in Michigan, so it's the same. I personally am not a fan of dispensary weed. I don't like indoor weed. You know, I got a guy I know that grows a whole bunch outdoors, and I get it from him super cheap. And you know, I'd much rather have my weed grown in the sunlight. In the sunlight, in the dirt. Even though the sunlight and the dirt are fucking compromised at this point, I get it. All the chemicals and shit that go into dispensary weed, I just don't like it. And it's all like, oh, it's so pretty, it's so pretty. Weed is supposed to be like, you know, ugly. You know, it's supposed to be, all the hairs and all the pretty stuff you see, if it's actually grown properly, that shit all gets covered up. And it's all on the inside, so you wouldn't even see it. They all don't have constitutions. Rikishi Faso, yep, they all don't. Lots of them do. I'm tired of hearing about Israel. Well, then let's get rid of it. Then you don't have to hear about it anymore. You know, if you're tired of hearing about Israel and mainly the friars, this isn't the right page for you. And guess what? There are literally millions of other options for you to be doing. You know, YouTube is full of all kinds of people talking about whatever conspiracy theory you want to talk about. There's movies, there's video games, there's stuff you could be doing outside. You could be growing some weed. You could be doing anything else, and you're here. Surveillance isn't good. It's not used to solve crimes. Either it's used to violate our rights. Well, it has the potential, though. 250 years of being ruled by tyrants. Maybe. Maybe. You know, at this point, I don't trust anything I'm told. You know, the Pentagon is really such a fork in the road for me. You know, because like my grandmother was supposedly born in 29 and shit like that, so she was alive at the time. She wasn't here, but she was alive. And the Pentagon was said to be built. They selected the site on September 2nd. 9 days later, they finished signing the documents and broke ground on the site, which was a swampland, mind you. They then drained that swamp, dug out the hole. The Pentagon is 7 floors, 2 basements, and then 5 above ground, along with all the different rings. So they somehow poured the first basement, which would be, you know, the concrete's like 5, 6, 8, 10 feet thick with steel reinforcement, so nobody can drill in. So you have that first basement that would have to have dried before you pour the second basement, which then also would have to dry before you started building the rest of it. And they say they built the Pentagon, each section, each like side of the Pentagon was built to completion, and then the next one was started. And they built all 7 floors, 2 below, 5 above, all the rings, everything like that. By January, it was started on September 11th, which means the attacks were the 60-year anniversary. September 11th, 1941 to January, like 23rd or 26th or something, 1943. So literally about 15 months, 16 months to build the entire Pentagon. And of course, there are no pictures, no construction photos, barely any records about it, anything like that. And when the attacks happened and damaged that one section, that one small section, and then 3 of the rings, it took them a year to fix it. It took a year to fix that one small section, but they built the entire Pentagon in 15, 16 months? You don't believe that, do you? Look at these dumb comments, man. It's just crazy. Right? It's just dumb. And And of course, we have somebody posting pizza slices because pedophilia is funny.
Charlie is just a slow turd, and the ass is nothing other than what his massage.
Isn't it interesting how that always happens? Random people just come in and start fucking posting pedophile shit. Hmm. You guys have to see what's happening. And like I say, you can talk about whatever you want to. And there are people out there talking about all kinds of shit, all the different conspiracies you feel like subscribing to. Somebody is out there talking about it, doing a good job, all that. To think you want me to talk about it is fucking foolish. Go watch somebody else. I know that goes against the narrative, the YouTube narrative. But, go watch other people. Go ahead. Look at, you have multiple people making pizza comments. Who do you think that is? Right? Do any of you, falsely want to be identified as a pedophile? When I'm telling you that it's a bunch of friar pedophiles on here, and then they start making pedophile jokes, who do you think that is? I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. I've got 5 viewers and 9 likes, supposedly. So, the random guy in Michigan who's doing the live feed has 5 of the 5 people here are Jews? What's the likelihood of that? Why would that happen? And of course, there's clearly more than 5 people commenting, and yet all of them are Jews? Because I'm wrong. Because what I do is ineffective, and they're not worried about me or anything like that. They put this much effort into me? What sense does that make?
All of our enemies in blue and white with Ben Shapiro energy. The only thing that
it just doesn't make any sense outside of what I'm saying. Goyim aren't doing this. Goyim don't play these games. Goyim don't think that's funny. Yes, we are all pedos, they say. Yeah, they're Jews. They're pedos. What's going on, man? You good? All right. Thank you. You too. Fuck Israel.
That the chosen choose the path and it's still working. So if Charlie turned on Israel, why didn't they seem to notice?
They acknowledge it. They acknowledge that they're Jews. So why are so many Jews here, one, to begin with, but why don't any of them debunk what I'm saying? And why are none of them proud? Right? None of them are proud Jews who are proud of their belief structure and stand up and say, yeah, that's me, I'm proud of it, right?
Hillary won but lost the election. And then she seemingly willingly disappeared.
Where are they, right? Guy thinks he is powerful. Yeah, well, I mean, I clearly have power over you. You don't do anything else in your life but think about me. When I'm not live, apparently you're praying for me and you're having meetings about me. And, again, the inbreeding has you guys so stupid that you don't realize what you say. If you open up the books at Israel, you demonize Israel. Oh, Karen's here. Karen finally was able to get through. Oh, yep. We have another potato reference. They just out themselves left and right. Indeed, Karen. He wants to get rid of us, yet we make the world spin. How? All you are fucking parasites. You're a cancer. You don't do anything productive or good, or you bring nothing good to the table. You're just a disgusting pedophile cult. And although you acknowledge that you are the pedophile cult members, when it comes to the pedophilia, you don't you know better.
God isn't working through me, then I'll believe it's real. From my
None of these guys have a problem with moils sucking on baby penises.
if you can pass over my meal,
There's a good chance at least one of these guys
swear to
obtained their wife when she was 3 years old.
condemnation. Just look at my beauty.
That's what they do.
Tell me I'm not having sex. And me not believing in space.
They're just disgusting, disgusting little creatures.
You are hell-bent
And of course, they're only tough with the screen here.
and like
You know,
giving up breathing for less.
they're these big, loud fucking schmucks when they're on here because there's a screen protecting them.
Prove it doesn't want you sharing this song. Prove that
And of course, they're just so stupid. It's really interesting. I've never, you know, the crazy part is like we all grew up with their TV, their movies, their media machine, consistently telling us how smart they are, and yet clearly they're not. By the way, if you're watching, like, share, and sub. You know, people need to see this firsthand. It'll be really hard for you to describe it to people. Yeah, this random guy in Michigan goes live and starts talking about Judaism, and for some reason the Jews just come out of the woodwork crying about what he's saying, but then they don't actually address anything. They don't validate anything. They actually make his point for him. Most people wouldn't understand it. They've never seen anything like it. You know, the truthers you're allowed to have, your Ian Carrolls and your Stu Peters and all that, they don't get this. Is Israel a propaganda state? Well, they have a word for it called Hezbollah. And seeking out, and look at the screenshot. They plastered it over your live, boosted off, never seen it. Huh? Let's see.
you wrong. Prove the fit, hitting the shan doesn't prove that.
Oh shit. Things are hard to do with one working hand.
Catholics, Christians, Jews,
I guess you could say one of them.
Scientologists. All the African nonsense you don't know exists. All focus this
Let's see.
and horse
Karen says, check out the screenshot. How likely is it that you would recommend this device to a friend or colleague? I hope you hit 10.
thunder and lightning, you're finding so frightening, you're cursing.
What the fuck is that? You're scary. This is hilarious. You're a coward by far. You would not say you were straight to my face, I guarantee it. Of course I would. It wouldn't be straight to your face because I'd tower over you. But I'd absolutely say it to your fucking nose, and I'd spit in your face, and then I'd break your fucking nose. Yeah, no problem with that. Good job, Alice. Good job. It's amazing how many you give these guys the layup, and not one of them catch it.
Guy, son of God.
Not one of them catch the layup. Alice has to come in and catch it for you guys.
Same year, summer solstice. The cusp between Gemini and Cancer.
But it's you know, we're dealing with stupidity.
Astrological signs came
And that, I
together
wanted to
to
prove it
make
to you
Guy,
guys, right?
son of Guy and Mary, daughter of
Show you guys
Joseph
that they're
and
just
Margaret
dumb like that.
Magdalena.
They don't,
Again,
they're
born on
inbred and
Christmas
stupid.
Day. You know, just like your good book says.
Been fillingly journal with inspired filling. Okay, Gary. Big talk for an old man. Yeah. Well, let's see if it makes you upset. You guys won't do shit. There's no IDF soldier standing behind you. I'm not a woman or a child, so you won't do shit to me. You'd get your shit beat in. That's all. And you know it. You know it. But none of you are you know, I'm a coward because I go live every day talking about this.
This is about Everybody
Not the
pay
fake profiles
as
that come
you'll
here and
ever hear TBG.
brag about how they rape children.
And
No,
I love it. If you are
that's not
someone,
cowardly.
understand the power you wield. Reckon it and me so Munson like a kingpin who reveals his spiderweb conundrums, hide no doubts that never yield. Burning me like Bunsen, his puppet master deals, keeping the string pullers concealed, kneeling like good slaves. And Reckon it found our feel so real. He said he may have actually sat and played our song like 20 times in a row. And this man's a top DJ.
Let's see. What are we talking about? The weather seems nice. Yep, the weather's nice. We need to eradicate the fryer fucking cancer. That's what we're talking about.
Made a place for on their tour, stopping the rant and rave, a grave endeavor to endure. And Gregory was Das Muir, the head piker of the park. Tyler Durden leading scores of World War zombie marks, and Greg and it felt like the spark that could start the TBT fire. After years of driving around in the dark, Greg said it was time to retire.
Just so we have a
Excuse me, Greg and Nip. I'm petty, I admit. You broke my heart playing the part of a martyr with a will.
just so we're not confused here. I want to just make sure everybody is on the same page, right?
The river split. And you could have helped
The people that are here right now
just read me the script.
support this. I'm about to read you who they are, what they are as a people, as a cult.
This just made smart a bit.
Let me see.
But this
There
is
it
my parting
is.
gift.
There we go. So
No, I know I should be better.
I know
but
this is
just
hard
like
to
Betty
hear
Carter, I'm bitter
for
that my
people at
batter
times,
really
but
screwed up
understand,
like my father, but when it
this
seems as though you
is
matter
the
to
foundation
Greg, it feels like the
of
lucky shattered both of
them.
them.
This is who they are. This is what they believe.
He said
A
our
girl
strength
who is less than 3 years and 1
and
day
that
old,
sounded like a movement.
whose father has arranged her betrothal, is betrothed through intercourse. Intercourse. Is anybody confused as to what intercourse means? As the halachic status of intercourse with her is that of intercourse in all halachic senses, meaning ownership takes place. And in the case where the childless husband of a girl, 3 years and 1 day old, dies, again, she doesn't have children because she's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, but her husband is 40, 50, 60, whatever, so he dies. If his brother, the Yavam, engages in intercourse with her, he acquires her as his wife. And if she is married, a man other than her husband is liable for engaging in intercourse with her due to violation of the prohibition against intercourse with a married woman. If the girl is less than that age, younger than 3 years and 1 day, the status of the intercourse with her is not that of intercourse in all halachic senses. No ownership takes place. Rather, it is like placing a finger into the eye. Just as in that case, the eye constricts, sheds tears, and then returns to its original state, so too, in a girl younger than 3 years and 1 day old, the hymen returns to its original state. Now, if anybody wants to address what that's about, I'd love to hear from you. I'm like 5'11". Well, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. You're a big guy there, all 5'11". Oh, man. How cute. I'm not even 6 feet tall, but I'm a big guy. You might be tall amongst a bunch of little trolls. You know, maybe that's why you think you're tall, but no, you're not. Oh, how stupid. Don't talk about it. It's none of your business. When I got it, it was the first roast. Yapping, yapping. Yep. Let this guy out again, yep. Look at this shit, right? What's going on here? Why aren't they all like, yeah, we're Jews and we're proud to be Jews and that's what we believe and we don't care if you guys don't? And where's the acknowledgement? Or where is the other side where they're like, yeah, we're Jews and we really don't like this part of our thing and we're doing everything we can to to abolish it because we need to save the children, yada yada. Where is that?
Songs like this when it's no longer necessary.
Seems strange.
If you want to hear
Why am I the loudest voice for the Jewish children?
anything that's allowed to be on the radio.
Why am I the loudest person saying, hey, we need to, before we do anything else, before we fix any problems, even the genocide, before we fix the genocide, we need to protect the Jewish children.
If you're thinking,
How do you send me money? Go to www.the-bilderberg, BILDERBERG-group.com. The link will be in the description after the fact, or if you need it now, just go to a previous live, look in the description, it's the first link. It's the band page. Click download. It'll ask you how much you want to pay. You can click 0 when it's free, or if you want to give money, do it through there.
through the shit we're fed until the son of a bitch is dead. Progress puts us underneath the bed of red, white, and blue corsages as they're bedding their massages
So,
of the unnecessary.
everything's always available.
Regretted or acknowledged, since it's obvious the fruits of the nonsense they produce is excused.
But look at the funniest thing to witness in this is when they come in here and they try to say things like they're not pedophiles. They try to pretend like they oppose these things. They try to pretend like they're good guys. And you just see them struggle. Like the other day, I asked my wife to explain what it was like to stand up when you pee. And she was like, what do you mean? Like, okay. And it just wasn't it wasn't convincing. You would never believe she had a penis and she could tell you how to pee. Like, she could get the basics down, but there are just little things that she doesn't realize. 10 basic rules that complexity in place with common sense.
Blocking back progression. He sucked so much that Shopback thought that he could teach them lessons. But stop that and you lesson the impression Goyim have from odds so stacked against them. Their depression's only half of the suppression that
I want to be wrong.
passes when you test it. The expression
I want to be the guy that's making the mistake. Oh well, I screwed up. I made a mistake. I was wrong about this, that, and the other. But that's not how this works. It's what we're talking about is fucking obvious.
While selling a new, unusual breed of elephant shoe, yelling through another disguise, approving the seeds of their revenue, settles with those who deny the better view seen from the sky, flying right over the protest. They'll never lose if we don't try. Let's shine a new light on these roaches.
I want to see something.
Aren't the cartoons on TV supposed to entertain us? The buffoon we clearly see seems like such an ignoramus. Like balloons being used to achieve terror is a story that's made famous. It's all controlled by thieves, therefore removing them is painless.
That's weird. Won't let me do it. What's up, Matt? Fair exchange is no robbery. The music color there as well with major shekels. No, it's meth and crack and whatever else they want to say it is. Crocodile. Got some crocodile in there.
Shake dreams from your hair, my pretty child, my sweet one. Choose the day and choose the sign of the day.
And it's so wild to me that somebody in my position with 5 viewers and 12 likes. By the way, if you're watching, like, share, and sub, it helps, I think. Not really, I guess. It seems like the more likes we have, the less viewers we get, but still. Theoretically, it helps. That I would be doing this random feed. Like, I guarantee any of you, just go live and see how many Jews show up in your feed. Even if you start talking about Jewish stuff, see how many Jews actually show up like they are here, crying about what you're saying. We'll see what history says about that. What are you talking about? You guys are on the verge of eradication. Again, that's why you're here. I've been doing this for a really long time. And I've been openly talking about, Israel and the Jews since at least 2020. More sporadically before that, but in January of 2020, I said I'm going to start focusing solely on them. And it still was not until late 2025, early 2026 that you guys finally started to openly come out and... Huh?
We have assembled inside this ancient and insane view to propagate our lust for life.
I'm not going to go through this shit. It's just what it is.
Streets. The barns have stormed, the windows kept, and only one of all the rest to dance
But,
and save us from the divine mockery of words. Music and flames temple.
The real thing is, why is he using his phone? No, he's not supposed to be.
Grant us one more hour to form our hearts and bend our minds. We need great golden relations.
Just make it make sense. With anything, make it make sense. But it wasn't until very recently where they started to really come out identifiably, at least, identifying their fake profile as Jewish. We called them out on it. You could see it. The take your meds, the schizophrenic. They've been, we could see what they've been doing. I've been breaking this code for years. But to see them so openly, like, yeah, I'm Jewish and blah, 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 that's a newer thing. And all it means is they're just getting more and more desperate. For basically the entire time they were comfortable not addressing, just letting us think whatever. So they didn't give a shit. We weren't doing anything. We were too fractured to be to fear. And yet now, nowadays they see how their world is crumbling. They literally had to reinstate RiseApp, Act.il, because they needed to combat the fact that so many of us are saying things. No, what they've done is a really good job of distracting us into, focusing on genocide and shit. I have 0 viewers. The only thing that makes sense is that what we're being told and taught as the narrative and beliefs in general doesn't make sense, and that should naturally lead to a lot of questions. Right, it absolutely should. It doesn't, but it should. I mean, you see it for what it is. You see, like again, if you were to say something to me in a really direct, manner, like, oh, you think this and blah blah blah, and it was wrong, okay, well, let me address what's being said. But nothing about this makes sense outside of Israel. The friars are really scared of me. When you're seeing things on my page that you don't see anywhere else, none of the other truthers get it, blah, 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 it becomes something else. It becomes something different. We have to wise up and grow out of our childish mindset. For sure. People aren't taught to ask questions, but we are beat down over time due to rejection. Yeah. Yeah, it's all by design. It's all the design. You know, they figured all this out a long time ago. And it was working really well, but it was, you know, the arrogance in thinking they could give us the internet and we wouldn't surpass expectations and use it against them. Mr. Baird, what's happening? Landing on my phone. Moderator got an instruction on Act.io. I think I've even recognized some of the Bonner sample linguistics pattern. Yeah, you start to see it. If you've been here long enough, you start to see it. I told you guys a long time ago, the whole schizophrenic thing. Incorrectly using a medical, you know, a serious medical condition, but incorrectly using it as like a burn. First of all, who does that? You know, that's like saying retarded, but it's just not as out of favor anymore. But if you're still saying things are retarded, like, you're an idiot. That's like calling shit gay. You're an idiot. But this other thing is, you know, the schizophrenia thing is funny because it's incorrect. Sitting here talking to the voices in their heads and shit like schizophrenia just doesn't fit what's being done here. But they all make the same mistake? No, it's not accidental. And people need to start looking into things like the Secure Community Network and, you know, the Jewish federations and shit like that. Like Jewish Federation of North America. You know, none of this is secret. It's definitely kept from you, but it's not a secret. But to be able to navigate it carefully is just grand. Yeah. Well, that's kind of the good thing. Like, being a truther kind of sucks because, you know, it's lonely. And the majority, you start to realize the majority are just NPCs who are really, really stupid. You know, what do I want to go to a party for and sit with a bunch of people that are just fucking dumb? Like, I try, but I just get uncomfortable. It just gets weird. And, you know, you start hearing eventually people are going to bring up Trump and people are going to bring up whatever. And I don't, you know, especially knowing who I am, like, everybody sort of has an idea of who I am. So as soon as Trump or something like that comes up, they're like, what do you think about it, guy? And I'm like, you don't want my opinion. You're a man with very little limited vocabulary, let's face it. It is interesting when you go to write songs and you need words. So you go to Rhyme Zone, type in a word, and you're like, oh, I already thought of all those words. So then you got to start splicing words together and shit. Oh, let's see. How is it? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't care. You know, it's weird. I never felt like I do right now. I never believed I hit the wall. I never believed I got to the point where nothing could be worse. You know, Naomi Elkins was a really interesting story, but it wasn't. It's like the ultimate proof story. Look at that shit. That cloud looks like an elephant.
You know they rule the world. All the boys and all the girls are slaves in every way. It should make you wanna hurl.
I was being on until they got what I was saying. He said, "Do you mean what I think you're saying?"
What can I say? Their ways make me sick. As we watch the parades.
You know, and 5 years ago, they'd have just said, "Oh, you're being anti-Semitic," and maybe black or whatever. But nowadays, people are seeing it. It's everywhere. That shit looks like it's dumping whatever's inside it right now. You know, people are just waking up to it. And when you see that what they're capable of, you see these psychopaths fucking up our lives. You know, our gas prices are higher. We're sending our troops over to die because they refuse to fight in their own shit. You know, it galvanizes you. But the thing is, you know, there's still like the divisions, the individual divisions that are put in each group. And the one thing that will override all those divisions is Mission Anadai. You know, there's not a decent person on the planet that hears that and goes, well, you know, that's just what it is. That's just okay. That's, you know, it's right.
If we're honest, there's demonic, even with the rhinoplasty. You know they rule the world. All the boys and all the girls are slaves in every way. It should make you wanna hurl.
They couldn't work out why the comments were so simple yet random at times. From Daily Invaders, which I thought immediately were potential act.io, I recognize the pattern from my observation here. Yeah, that's why this shit's so dangerous. You know, I may only be allowed to have 5 viewers and 12 likes, but there are lots of people out there that have much bigger feeds than mine.
Happens so much it's a creed. They destroy their own seeds. It's called bottom dark, which details the disease.
Right.
So rotten and heartless that even the smartest, best dressed, and most skilled, if they
You know,
their
it teaches you. We're teaching you how to think. We're teaching you how to be. Oh, motherfucker, going through their mail.
If we're honest, there's demonic, even with the rhinoplasty. You know they rule the world. All the boys and all the girls are slaves in every way. It should make you wanna hurl.
Yeah, sick of listening to people talk about this Carmelo stabbing. Yeah, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing how that shit is everywhere? Everywhere. How is that stabbing this? Like, it things get selected to be the news, right? These are stories picked and chosen, and then, you know, rehashed and rehashed and rehashed.
Butts are where the poop comes from. Not saying that a nice one's gross, but men and women both have one, and nothing else really comes close to what's under your clothes, specifically your top. So you should probably show me your mystery spots, which literally stop me in my tracks, which is weird since I'm not into trends and the fact that so many chaps like smashing with bros hides the fact they're attracted to clapping buttholes.
Yep, it's very dumb. That's why you're supposed to fucking see it.
Begging me to come and get those magical mountains, perfect for my fountain. Those Tigos are a gift, so
resent your presence, nothing Lizzo. How can anyone doubt them? Tiggos are astounding. I just love those Tiggos. Breastises. Think about it. Can you tell me another song that's about tits? And people who would call me a jerk, you'll have to agree if you're stacked. Can you think of any? So many songs are about butts. Dong, 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 dong. Think about how fucked up that is. Why are titties act like nobody gives a shit? To the point where females, when they get their picture taken, they now turn and face the camera like this so you could see their butt. How did that fucking happen? That where the poop comes out. The thing that when gay guys like it, you're like, ew, gay guys are obsessed with butts. I can think of the Kanye song where he's talking about the chick and he said something about, what's he say? Something about then two bee stings up top. Two bee stings? You want two tiny little tits and a butt. Sounds like you like little boys. I'm going to justify my imminent caffeine by making a strong smoking fentanyl. I'm smoking fentanyl. That's me. Smoking that fentanyl. Why is TBG the first fucking band to make a song about titties? That is fucking weird. Now that I think about it, I never even thought about that till now. But I'm trying to think. I'm trying to scan my fucking memory for a song that's about titties. So why? It just makes you think, like, who's in control of the music industry? That every single song it talks about butts in some way. Like, they love talking about butts. You have songs where, like, Tupac's talking about, running trains. Like, they all love to talk about running trains on chicks. Like, you and your buddies are taking turns, or you're doing it together. Lil Wayne, I forget what song it is, but Baby's like, I fuck him in the ass while he beat up the pussy or something like. It's crazy how many songs acknowledge that they're gay. Because I just love the fentanyl so much. I love smoking it. Such a good fucking thing for me to be smoking fentanyl. Right? And you have to ask yourself, who is going to come into this conversation and be like, I want to change the topic to something stupid? Like, just make it all make sense. If I don't matter, why are so many people here crying about what I'm doing? So nobody thought to let her out? Yeah, sure she wasn't. Keeping you in faith while there's why? The reason it's all big. I think this is my favorite TBG song. The math just doesn't match, so they're lying. And I'm so proud of it too, because it's just so good. Hey, yo, I'd like to make 6 million pizzas. How long do you think it would take? It's as ridiculous as their Matizza to think I could successfully make 6 million of anything. Fake stories are all that one has if they tell you that someone can make 6 million of something less. And look into their eyes while you ask for an answer to the simplest question. If the narrative's lost in the math, is the truth just the winner's invention? Making lies just another
extension, bridging the gaps of illusion, keeping our class in detention ensures the constant state of confusion. The math just isn't.
You see on the thing here too, right?
You act just like you're grasping bottled lightning. While
There's
the
there's
last
still
ones
some
who
left.
are laughing push the pie thing, attacking anyone who's asking or
You can
denying.
see it in the sunlight.
The pizza is
Oh, now I can wash it?
Yeah, so it can dry in the sun. Last night
Last night it would have dried just fine. Yes, it would have.
The
Oh,
reason
broad.
it's all fake, they're compromising. The math just doesn't
It
matter.
was Sub
so
D,
they're lying.
who raised the question. Good old Douglas Johnston Forrest.
Let's just go
Wow,
by
you're
the
going way
numbers.
off, aren't you?
So waken from your slumber like mushrooms to a plumber. You need to grow up. You know you would like lumber. Choose wicked smart over dumber. The juice inside the tumbler puts the poison in the cup.
The
But
juice inside the
let's
tumbler
just
puts
get
the
back
poison
to
in the
what
cup. That's a
I
great
was
line.
trying to figure out. Their story's so corrupt, it should only doubt. Since cooking a pizza takes about 5 minutes, so it's weird because 30 million minutes amounts to 57 friggin' years. The math just isn't mathing, so you're lying. You act just like you're grasping bottled lightning. While the last ones who are laughing push the pie thing, attacking anyone who's asking or denying.
The little one's
The
not feeling so
pizza
well.
is the gate to the surprising, keeping you in faith while they're supplying. The reason it's all fake, they're compromising. The math just doesn't master it, so they're lying. So if I ended up succeeding with my 6 million pizza goal, would you say it's lies or cheating? If I said I paid the toll in just 4 years, would you be troll or would you worship every word? Is 4,000 plus pizzas per day a troll you'd wisely call absurd? Does 3 made every minute work in anyone's equation? Are you more or less assured you have the accurate information? If someone lies right to your face, then demands you give them favor. Do you call it out as brazen or do you whip out Occam's razor? This is just about pizza and math. I don't know why anybody would think there's anything more going on here. Come on, it's just pizza and math. You know, whatever gates you go through to get your answers, that's on you. But TBG is just talking about pizza and math. TBG.
Such a good song. Such a good song. By far my favorite song. I mean, Pudding is second, but... And then it's funny because you go back and you listen to the old ones and you're like, oh, well, those are good too. So, yeah. But, you know, that one's perfect. Everything's perfect. Hook, beat, the delivery, the lines, the concept, all of it. Perfect.
Sky Daddy's watching over you, and that's what you believe. Like when guys in the vocal booth, the truth's not hard to see. Doing everything you're told to do, you prove you've been deceived. Like accepting that your colder flu spreads to
Anyway,
color.
you guys have yourselves a great fucking day. Go get your free downloads. Go check out all the links in the description. I believe I provide you the best presentation you can possibly give to anyone you're trying to convince, like, I'm right. They're the bad guys, and this is why. www.the-bilderberg.group.com. First link is where the free download is. Click download. We're going to ask you how much you want to pay. Click 0 and it's free, or donate. We really appreciate it. Second link is the Mishnah Nada. 5'4". It's the wall. It's the most important thing everybody needs to read for themselves. Next is Hollywoodism. Hollywoodism is the most important film ever made. It's about why you, dumb goyim, think the way you do, why you believe in George Washington, why you believe in the revolution in the 1776 and the 250th anniversary. All that shit is because of Hollywoodism. Oedipus is number one. Hey, I agree. Oedipus is amazing. That's what I mean. Like these are my favorites from the new stuff because there's stuff like Oedipus. There's stuff like the Cut Above, Frozen Fear. These are all amazing songs. I mean, does it get any better than September Clues? The first fucking song? It's all right there. The fourth link is going to be Israel Hayom's Bottom of Darkness, most important article ever written. It tells you why they are the way they are, why they can tell the Palestinians to just go move. You got your house bombed, so were you raped from 3 years old to 12 years old, and once you turned 15 or so, you were forced to rape children to get your own redemption? Like, did that happen to you? No. Okay, well then just go move. It's how you get a whole country, a whole population full of psychopaths. It's how you can get an entire population that benefits from genocide and then denies it. And then there's auto-emancipation and the Havara Agreement and Act.il and Team Jorge and all these other little pieces of the puzzle that you just need to see for yourself. If you can go through the presentation I provide you in the description and you still believe that they shouldn't be eradicated, please tell me why and how. I'd love to hear it. Been through this, Ken. You understand that the next song, actually, you know what? You ready, Karen? Let's see. Hang tight for just a second. Hang on. Let's see. Hope you're still here. Hang on a second. Oh, it's not going to do it. It was playing last time this worked. I don't know why it won't work this time. Oh, well. Our song's finished, so check your email. Maybe he sent it to you, or maybe he's getting my approval first. I don't know. But our song's finished, and it'll probably be uploaded today, so talk to you guys soon. Have yourselves a great day. Pedophiles, kill yourself.